This show contains profanity, advice you should never follow, humor that you might not enjoy. Do not try this at home.
Greetings, Yellow Blazers, Blue Blazers, Bill Bryson lovers, Bill Bryson haters, purists, slackers.
People we'll see at trail days.
Yeah.
People who are going to buy our t-shirts at trail days.
Yeah.
People who are going to get a special Puss and Puss surprise at trail days.
People who are going to buy us beer at trail days.
Yeah.
Supplies. Welcome to the Pox and Puss podcast. My name is Pox motherfucking Holiday, and sitting to my right is
Puss motherfucking Boots.
And across from me is Johnny Swank, and we're going to talk to him in a few minutes. We're going to talk about, I don't know, t-shirts, songs that get stuck in your head, and I don't know.
Indecent proposals.
Exactly. Be right back. All right, so here we are, downtown Raleigh. One of the most recently gentrified areas.
Yes, the sharp edge of gentrification for southeastern Raleigh.
It's eco-stable.
Eco-stable.
Yes, it is.
But let's see. So we are sitting here with...
Hello, this is Johnny Swank. I was a Thru-Hiker, and a southbound Thru-Hiker, as is God's will.
The way God intended.
The way God intended in 2000 to 2001, because my ass didn't finish up till 2001, and it was brisk.
When did you start?
July 1st.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was lots of black flies.
And rainy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
No, I actually had hell good weather for like the first
that's sweet.
4 months, but I had like really shitty weather for like the last 2.5 months. So
Can I help you?
yeah.
No, just the way you said it was
Girl?
funny. Girl?
You're laughing at me.
G-U-R-L, girl?
Girl?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Southbound, starting...
It's all downhill from there.
It all, that's where we did it. Because if you look at a map, you're working with gravity.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's science, motherfucker. It's science.
It's pulling you to the middle.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's downhill to North Carolina, God's country.
When was the first northbounder you ran into? Like, when did you meet them?
First day.
Really?
I ran to guy. Yes, the second day. There was some dudes finishing up, like they were hauling ass, and probably
them.
skipped half of it. But yeah, they were cruising, skinny little bitches. So yeah,
Dang.
yeah, July 2nd, that we saw our first northbounders.
Wow. Yeah, because I think the first southbounder I saw was it was around Massachusetts when I first started running into them. I know I ran into some in New York, but I think the first like bulk, like when it was like more southbounders than northbounders in shelters and in camping areas, was around Massachusetts for me.
We ran into, in the whites, we ran into a lot of northbounders. We ran into even Monson. We ran into some folks in Monson that were finishing up. Like they were on their last week or whatever.
Did you notice a difference between northbounders, southbounders? I mean, were you of the school of northbounders suck, or?
I really didn't.
Yeah.
You're so far. If it was weird because like you're so far, they're finishing up their trip and everything, and I was just starting. And I had section hike, 600-700 miles ahead of time, so I was kind of dialed into like what hiking was about and all that kind of stuff. But it was definitely like a weird connect. Like some folks are really cool, some folks are kind of dicks about stuff, and I didn't care. Whatever. I mean, it was just kind of a thing. I guess. But I guess there always going to be like some sort of like weird dissonance, some sort of. I mean, because northbounders are pussies in general, as opposed to a southbounder.
Those are bold words, considering that most southbounders.
I was
make
a
up
social scientist
a strong
at one
minority.
Of assholes?
How many females northbound?
I don't know.
10%, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I did my master's thesis on this. I should know this kind of thing. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
How'd that work out for you?
yeah. I sell T-shirts now.
There you
So.
That works. Pretty well, I guess.
There's very few sobo women, but I don't know percentage-wise. I would guess. I bet there's more northbounders because there's more. I know there's more couples. That hike northbound than southbound.
Yeah.
And I think the southbound crowd is kind of like a solid. Like that's the loner. That's the lone wolf. So if you're in the FBI and you're looking for like, what's going to happen next, look for the southbound crowd. They're really.
They are the sketchiest of them all.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, because think about the only other southbounder we've had on the show is T-Bone.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking sketchy.
Dude.
That dude.
I know that when I as a flip-flopper, when I started meeting my northbound brethren that I had started with, they were like literally pulling me aside, and they were like, dude, what are the whites like? Like, these Southbounders have told us some stuff, but we don't really trust them. And it was this like, no, really, like, you've got 1,200 miles behind you and they only have 2, so tell us some stuff. And it was like, they did it too. I don't know what what's the problem here? There's definitely as a flip-flopper, I was in this weird abstain courteously territory where like the northbounders consider me northbound, the southbounders consider me southbound. Yeah. So I was in this really happy like place of
like a bi-hiking thing, then correct.
Yeah. Kind of like that in so many ways. But yeah, no, but so
bi-hikers.
So
Gurl.
yeah, but like the southbound my unbiased opinion was it seemed like a lot of the Southbounders were either like the super motivated, I just graduated from college and I have like this was my start date, so I decided to just start south instead. And they were like meticulous and kind of planned and like ready to just like eat some fucking trail. And then there were a lot of people that were like, oh,
I missed the start.
I just kind of figured this would be a good use of 6 months. Like they kind of, it was like an afterthought. And that was like, I met that dude from, I've talked about it once before. I met the dude from like New Jersey. Like he lives like 20 minutes outside of New York City. And I met him and I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? Like we happened to stop at the same area for lunch, and I'm like, tell me about yourself, like, what are you doing, blah blah blah. It was like in the 100-mile wilderness. And he's like, oh yeah, that that governor from South Carolina, they've been talking a lot about the AT on the news.
Oh, Sanford.
Mark Sanford.
And he was like, I had never heard of the AT until Mark Sanford. I heard it on the news and I Googled it and it sounded like fun, so here I am. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is congratulations, man. And like every bit of him was like, I outfitted myself at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was like, go get you some, man. There's a lot of trail, and it's beautiful. Have a great time. But
can I just say from a Appalachian Trail, from Twitter aspect,
this is a hot point. This is a hot button for you.
Well, first off, not a big South Carolina fan to begin with. Not a big fan, and nothing to deal with sports, just South Carolina in general.
Well,
I mean, you got palm trees.
North Cackalack is best Cackalack, I think.
Well, yeah.
I like it on top.
And you know my position on Cackalack. I'm not a big fan of the word Cackalack.
Yeah, well.
But sharing the fucking hashtag Appalachian Trail with Mark Sanford is like, it's like back in the day when you only had a landline and you'd be on the phone. And it's like, I'm using the phone, and then mom would pick up the phone. You're like, I'm on the phone. That's the way the hashtag is for Appalachian Trail, because people are like, hey, tell Mark Sanford to take a hike on the Appalachian Trail and don't vote for him this year.
You know what?
And it's like your only choice is Stephen Colbert's fucking sister.
You know what? That son of a bitch has probably done more for the Appalachian Trail, like, promotion
than Bill Bryson.
Absolutely.
It brought that kid from New Jersey on the trail. So, you know what?
No,
I think
that's what we need, more New Jersey people on the
From
trail.
now on, whenever I hashtag Appalachian Trail, I am also going to hashtag Mark Sanford. Just to spite you. You bastard.
Dip my balls.
It's like T-Bone and the Yellow Blazers first. It's just gonna be something that grains under your skin, and I'm gonna desensitize you to it. Soon enough, Mark Sanford is not gonna be that big a deal.
If you want to waste 12 characters, go for it.
Seriously, you only got 140 to work with. Man.
I know.
Hey, I have a question.
Hey,
kind of off topic. If you become popular enough on Twitter, do they give you more characters?
No.
I thought I read that. I thought I read that somewhere.
They give you less.
No, somebody was like,
you get the blue check.
I got 10 more characters, yay! And it was like a celebrity woman, maybe my first female crush ever.
Who's that?
Alicia Cuthbert.
Which one's that?
She was in a lot of horrible movies, none of which are of note. She was in more characters. Yeah, she gets 20 more characters though. No, she was in 24 and Girl
Wild
Next
Thing
Door.
7.
She was in
Girl Next Door.
yeah, she was in Girl Next Door.
Oh yeah. That's that. I only know that from the cover of the DVD.
Yeah, that's all you need, really. That's really all. I own 2 copies of that DVD. But
Two?
yeah.
It's like Bob Marley Legend. Like
Yeah.
nobody owns that motherfucker, but you all have 2 copies of that CD.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, she
cracked
was
review.
just given 10 more characters.
Cracked review.
47 million copies of Hootie and the Blowfish cracked review.
She
No one will admit
hashtags
ever
stupid
bought the
shit.
damn thing.
God,
That's
I remember
what
when
she
they
does
played the
with
Lake
them.
Boone Country Club.
Damn right. I saw those so much them more like
I never
basement
saw them when they
fraternities.
were like that small because I was like, I'm not gonna go see them. But yeah, like everybody else was like, yeah, everybody else had gone to go see Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'm like, nah, that just sounds like a crazy name. I'm not gonna go see
Yeah.
that.
I tell you what.
I like that there's a girl conversation going on across the table and a boy conversation going on.
We've got important shit. We're talking
like-
about Hootie and the Blowfish.
It's like playing spades and shit, man.
I have an important this is an important distinction.
Please.
When I worked at summer camp, for a brief stint, there was like a cabin that you had male campers and female campers.
Was this like a band camp perchance?
No, I did go to band camp though.
One time.
One time,
At
played the
band
flute
camp.
too.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. So you're in this.
A wink is on a podcast. A wink on a podcast is as
Yeah.
useful to it as a blind man.
It's like the
so
scrunchy
that's a
face when I
bad
make
night.
faces at you when you say stupid
Oh,
shit.
damn it.
So cabin, and it was divided down the middle. There was like a very small counselor's area in the middle, and then there was the female side and the male side. And usually every night it was like you say goodnight to both sides and you turn out lights, and that's what happened. And I go to the female side and I say goodnight, and they're all like laying on their bellies in a circle, like with their head in their hands, talking about the cutest male counselors. And
Ooh.
they're like, la 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 la, and Josh and Jeff and George and blah blah blah, and so cute. And I'm like, all right, girls, time for lights out. Everybody have a good night. Turn out the lights. And I'm like, as I'm walking over to the boys' side, I'm thinking of like how adorable it is that a room full of 10 to 12-year-old girls are pining over their lust objects of male counselors. And I walk into the boys' room of the same age, and they have the ceiling fan on and tree frogs that they are trying to throw through the blades of the ceiling fan and back down without the tree frog getting caught in the fan.
It's the little things.
I thought you were going to say they were trying to jump up
No,
into it, like
no,
with
no.
their own heads. I'm like, I can see boys doing that too.
Yeah.
So they've got these little bright green tree frogs that they're trying to throw through the fan blades and back down.
Stress
and,
on try.
And all I could do was be like, lights out. And it was like, that's the difference between boys and girls. That's what's happening right now. Male counselors that they think are dreamy throw a tree frog through a fan. That's what. Anyway.
Meanwhile, we think Hootie and the Blowfish
Hootie
are
and the
dreamy.
Blowfish. We're looking at cats throwing up toilet paper. Not throwing up.
You know, that dude-
Cats tearing up toilet paper.
Throwing
God
up
damn
toilet
it.
paper.
Fighting.
That's what happens when you.
Fighting the toilet paper.
That's what happens when you
Cats
drink
bite-
PBR through a straw.
You know, it's been one of those days.
You know,
Oh, there's PBR in there.
I have
Yeah.
a silly straw if you want one.
No, that is not
I'm
green.
detoxing.
I got some.
It's PBR and cayenne
I've got-
pepper.
Do you need anything?
We're set.
Good.
Thank you. So much PBR.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. I've got to drive. But it'll happen.
Thanks, boss.
Look, so I do feel like I'm the construction guy taking you out to eat for lunch on Friday. Like, I'll get your lunch. When we go back to landscaping.
So I feel like I need to tell about the accidental text message I sent you yesterday.
I told my wife about it last night.
So yesterday I sent Pox a text message. I can't even read. I sent Pox a text message that said, wait, let me find it. So that
The
it's
best
right.
way was how you spelled it.
I know. That's the first time I've ever spelled it that way.
You definitely have to read the one before it, and then yours, and then my response.
Okay. Hey, did you get that email? Yes, I did. Blah, blah, blah. And then I sent him, I feel you, girl, spelled Gurl. I'm about 12 hours out from starting my period. And he sends me back, zing. And I'm like, oh, fuck. That was not meant for you.
But like I was telling my wife, I was like, as a married man, and I don't give a shit, you know.
Oh, girl.
And I was like, dude,
I feel you.
we had an entire podcast dedicated to the Diva Cup, so I think I'm okay.
The Diva Cup changed my life.
It was life-changing.
Yeah.
Totally I talked about the first time I ever used a Diva Cup was in your bathroom at your old apartment.
What?
Sweet.
That was the first moment of insertion.
All right, so we've talked about Hootie and the Blowfish so far, which I actually had on my list of things to talk about here.
Did you really?
No, and but one thing that does keep coming up a lot is the music. That kind of, you know, you get a rhythm in your head sometimes. Like one person, this was a really good example. We put up the question on Twitter and a few other places, and one person said that the sound of them walking combined with their trekking poles made that working on the chain.
Yeah.
Chain Gang, mainly the Otis Redding version.
Yeah.
But all I could think of was, what's that damn movie with Charlie Sheen where he gets the 8 balls tattooed on his hands and he has to work in a chain gang? And that's like what they sing throughout the day. He's the only white guy in a group.
Charlie
I
Sheen?
remember.
Yeah. I'm going to have to Google that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a movie where Charlie Sheen is on a chain gang he's the only white guy, and everybody else teaches him how they all
you
work
getting
in
that?
they all work in a rhythm.
Okay.
And so he learns how to work in the rhythm with these guys, like digging holes and doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so chain gang.
Would that be Stockade with Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen? I think it is.
It
About a guy who gets into a military
damn
prison
it.
because he got an 8-ball tattoo on each hand, breaking army rules.
I told you can't have tattoos in your hands in the army.
Yeah.
It's not in whenever the hell that movie was made.
Not past your cuff sleeve.
Yeah, not
was
past cuff sleeve, especially to 8 balls.
Fisticuffs.
But so that's one of the ones I thought of.
This is where we start arguing about trekking poles and like their.
Oh no! Oh, that's for White Blaze.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to
That's for white people.
to the friendly people on whiteblaze.net. Let them talk about trekking poles. But
I don't.
But yeah, like
anymore.
I know for me, like, you know, a lot of people know I hiked in the El Nino year. So the first year that everybody learned about El Nino,
Spanish for
the Nino, and I wound up having the dawning of the age of Aquarius in my head through a majority of Virginia.
Yeah.
And it just happened, and I would try and get it out, and there's several places I can remember it where you're like, oh shit,
Dude.
And so, did you guys have that
like,
issue?
Like a personal sense of hell. So yeah, but my wife.
We have an interpretive dance happening in the house.
Hello.
This is the dawning.
My name is your husband. Yeah, I
should have hit pause.
Okay, so when I was through, I have a top 10 list.
yeah.
No
top
shit.
10 of
Okay, I've got a
songs-
top 10 list too. But go
Songs
ahead.
that were in my head on the Mississippi River. Oh, I did that after. Okay. 2000 did the Appalachian Trail. 2005 went down the Mississippi River. Background.
From source to sea.
From source to sea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my top 10 list on both trips, but these are number one. Actually, we'll go to 10.
Yeah, go for 10. Yeah.
All right.
Do a Letterman style.
Thunderbird, ZZ Top, the live version. Oh yes. Hello.
Two bandanas
Perfect.
and a tutu.
Yeah.
Perfect. Title.
Now it's getting towards Lion King.
I call this. I call it
That was
Friday.
good. That was awesome.
So Thunderbird, ZZ Top. My oldest sister gave me this tape. My first tape, cassette
Oh, yeah,
tape
yeah.
ever. The opening cut off Fandango. Anyway, all this, yeah. You remember the band Snap and their great hit, I Got the Power.
Oh, yeah.
Doom, 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 doom,
Oh, yeah.
doom. That was Virginia for me. Like the entire 500 miles of Virginia.
Right.
Width of a Circle, David Bowie, off a live track from the Tower Theater. Minnie the Moocher, Cab Calloway, went to a jazz thing
Oh,
for a while.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a hellacious one to have stuck.
Catfish Blues, played by Robert Johnson and everyone else. From Four to Late, another Robert Johnson tune. Let Me Clear My Throat,
Oh, yeah.
because I did the Ed Lever dance through Massachusetts. The Thrill Is Gone, B.B. King.
Ooh.
Yes. And the top two, number 2, Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh, yeah.
Never trust a big butt and
And a smile.
One or the other is fine, but for number 1, Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Now,
Absolutely.
would you like to hear the top 10 songs that were in 2000, according to Billboard?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right. So number 1 was that song "Breathe" by Faith Hill, which probably didn't get stuck that too much. And then you had number 2. Here's the great thing: number 2 and number 3 are both Santana songs.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. This one did I record. I need to resurrect my career, so I get all these kids from CBS.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth was number 2, and then this one wasn't as good because I had that CD. I was given that CD.
Yeah.
And Maria was number 3.
What a terrible song.
It is a bad song. It's like one of the worst songs on the disc.
But
Yeah.
the CD is pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't admit it then, but yeah, it's pretty straight.
Yeah. Now you can look back on it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like listen to Hootie. It's cool.
Then you had Joe. I Want to Know. One of those. You're like, okay. Oh, Vertical Horizon. Everything You Want was number 5.
Everything you want, everything you need.
And then-
I got all the right things at exactly
Oh,
the
I get it
right
now.
We're gonna
time.
have to- we're
It's
gonna-
that little pause after the right time that sets the whole thing off.
Now the number 6 was Say My Name by
Beyonce.
Destiny's Child. Yeah. I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden. I think that was just a really crappy, sappy one.
My
if I recall.
nephew had that album. My nephew Justin. So Justin, if you're hearing this,
Oh yeah, that one. Lone Star, Amazed. I don't know that one.
Baby, I'm amazed by you.
Then a callback to number 2. You got Matchbox 20 with Bent.
Ooh,
And
that was
number
a song
10
to make love to.
Number 10 was a Tony Braxton joint. He Wasn't Man Enough. But I think it's important to point out that number 11 was Higher by Creed.
oh Christ, you know what?
It's
would
quite
think-
literally.
Yeah. So, remember the band Live?
Oh yeah.
So back in around 2000, there was if you had to choose between two bands, I mean, you can choose between what bands you want to, but yeah, if you had to choose between Creed and Live,
Oh, go Live all the way.
all the way.
Yeah.
They're still touring. They're awesome.
Yeah. And then you find out,
Creed can kiss my...
oh, it was a Christian band. Real quick though, number 14 was Thong Song by Cisco.
Sweet. I think I was...
Not to be discounted.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have had video of the trail. Of just days of like when it's raining or thunder. Like some days when it's just like crazy storms and this. I would love to have tape for that.
Even if it was just as short as like 5-second video.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
what's
yeah.
what's the other one that's out there now? The really quick one that's
Vine.
The Vine, the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
Twitter does. Like 6
I had
seconds,
to-
done.
I had to have one of the kids explain Vine to me the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
understand it.
I think that'd have been awesome.
Yeah, because I don't have an iPhone, so I can't use Vine. So all I
Oh,
can use
yeah.
is there's like another Cinna something,
Yeah.
and there's 5-second video, and then there's another one which I just discovered last night where it's like you can just put the video up for like you can say like this video will be available for 10 seconds.
No shit,
And
really.
it's just like
Boobies!
you just put it up and it's like you can watch it, and then they'll actually let you know if they pause it and take a screen capture. Like it actually will let
I
you
wonder
know.
how many penises are on that site. It's got to be like
Boobies.
thousands.
Like what was that one? Roulette? What
Yeah,
was it? Chat
chat
roulette.
roulette,
yeah.
It's just nothing but dicks.
Never,
Dicks
I
in
have
your face.
never been in chat roulette, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, no. Just
So-
on dicks.
So when you hiked, but both of you guys hiked, did you do headphones, Walkmans, or anything
Yeah,
like that?
I did.
did.
From Damascus to, I really just wanted to have I had a straight up like Walkman,
Yeah.
like with tapes.
Oh yeah.
And the yellow one with like the orange Velcro thing that I could strap like on my pack somewhere. My goal was to have it just through Virginia to get through the Virginia blues.
Right.
I think I got rid of it in like Vermont.
I picked up like an AM/FM thing in had been Southern Maine.
Yeah.
And I started with a girl I was dating at the time, and that flamed out pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
I mean, but I didn't do it to zone around or anything like that. But I mean, I was like, well, because with the Southbound thing, you're by yourself. You know, like, why go like 3 days, 4 days without seeing a soul? And,
Right.
Man, I'd just put them in the first thing in the morning, and I'd listen like all day. Which is, I mean, it's kind of.
What'd you have? Like, what would you listen to the most? Or it was just AM, FM? You didn't have any other?
That was it.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of NPR. Oh, this is during like the 2000 thing too. Yeah. Oh, during the election shit and all the post-election craziness, all the Supreme Court and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it's when I turned into like an NPR addict, like a total NPR. Like,
because for me it was the definition of what is.
Yeah,
that was mine.
Right.
I had the whole Clinton
It's a
scandal
really
thing.
important distinction for the record.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, I kind of feel bad. Like, parts of me, like, it's the whole like
you.
how much technology, how should you be like totally in the moment? And all this. I'm like, man, you're out there for 6 months. You're actually gonna be in the moment for 3 months at least, no matter what you do. So I'm gonna listen.
Even if you're only there for 50% of the time, that's still 3 fucking months.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. I recently just came across a box of all my like regular photos.
Oh, no shit, really?
God, I hadn't thought about them in forever. And I just came across a bunch of them. It was like, oh, like things we had talked about. Like I came across one of Roy and Shoulda Known, like people we've talked about on here. And it's like, and actually it's like, it's funny because one of the stories we told was by the time when we had like a pumping water contest versus, because they had a sweet water and I had a pure. And of course, they're sitting there having to clean it. Like, you know, like we always talk about whenever people say that things are field maintainable, it means you're going to have to fucking maintain it in the field. Whereas with pure hiker, it's just like, I pumped this motherfucker and I changed the filter once. You know, and so there's actually a picture of us like right after we got finished with like the pumping contest. And I'm feeling pretty damn good about myself.
I get your pumping contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what was the #1 song in 2009 whenever you were hiking, you think?
Oh God, yeah, I don't know. I have a list of songs that remind me
Oh,
of
yeah?
my hike.
Okay.
None of them were of the era,
Okay.
for sure.
Go for it.
I want to hear the list first.
Okay. Out of the top
Gotta
five,
be Justin Timberlake.
you'd think so. But out of the
What?
top five, how many songs do you think were by the Black Eyed Peas?
Too many.
You got the first part of that right. #1, Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas.
Boom, boom, boom.
#2,
Boom, boom.
Lady Gaga, Poker Face.
Oh.
#3, Lady Gaga, Just Dance. And #4, I Got a Feeling That Tonight's Gonna Be. Yeah, another. The only other person that had in the top 5 was one of my least favorite artists of all time, Taylor Swift.
Which song
You
was
know
that?
what?
Some song called Love Story. Go fucking figure. Yeah,
it's a
especially
sad
when you
thing.
start doing. When you do your eyeliner with a Sharpie, fuck off.
You know, I've tried to not hate on that chick, but
It's pretty
It's coming-
easy.
Yeah, her
It's-
time is nigh. I really liked her in the beginning. I liked having a new, wholesome, squeaky clean America sweetheart, but she's
she's got a great business acumen.
She's
I will say
fucking
that.
ruining it.
Yeah. #6 was Flo Rida with Right Round.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Then Jason Mraz. Beyonce, All the Single Ladies. #7.
That was it. Really?
Yep. #9 was Kanye West, Heartless.
You know what? That's right, because All the Single Ladies and I'm on a Boat were the things that when I got home, people were like, you have to see this. You missed this. I have to show you this.
You missed Single Ladies.
It was Justin Timberlake and a unitard doing Single Ladies and I'm on a Boat.
And then like every other song is like either Pitbull or T.I. I mean, like that's like
Fuck
the whole
yeah,
thing.
2009,
And,
way to
geez,
represent.
You've got to go down to man, how much further do we have to go to get to a JT song? JT's not even in the top 100.
Fuck. Way to slack on that one, man.
And Mr. Justin Timberlake. So what's your list? What you got there?
Okay. So I actually have 2 lists.
Okay.
I have a top 5 of songs that remind me of my hike now, and a top 10 of songs that I actually listen to a lot on the
Ooh.
trail.
Good call.
Yeah. So,
You guys prepared. I did not.
so I'm gonna start heavy and then lighten up from there.
Okay.
Number 1 was the Fish version of Loving Cup.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Was my
It's a
first
great song in general. But
that I
yeah.
listened to while I was on trail. The next one was actually like the first time that I ever got the nod of approval from Baltimore Jack. We were making dinner and the song Taking Care of Business came on, like the radio alarm. There was like an alarm clock in the kitchen that was tuned to whatever station
That
got.
Kinkora?
Yeah, at Kinkora, that whatever got the best signal and Taking Care of Business came on, and I was singing it, and he looked at me and he said, I'll bet you $100 that you don't know who sings this. And I looked at him and I said, BTO? And he was like, no fucking way. Get the fuck out of here. I can't believe you knew that. Right before I left, the last episode of Grey's Anatomy closed with the song Home by Tandy, which is kind of an obscure song. But I
Yeah.
really liked it, and it kind of applied to trail life. So I put that on the shuffle, and that was something that I listened to quite a bit while I was on trail. Not surprising, especially considering that I am a Sound of Music super freak, was The Hills Are Alive and The Lonely Goat Herd from The Sound of Music. There is a Great Big Sea song, which is a Canadian kind of, how do I explain it? They kind of sound like piratey music. It's like,
Oh, yeah. I've heard you talk about them before. Yeah.
Great Big Sea is sort of like Canadian maritime-ish songs. They have a song called River Driver that was stuck in my head a lot of the trail. When I signed the trail register at the top of Springer Mountain, I quoted James Taylor, Sweet Baby James.
James Taylor?
By saying 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go, which is part of that song.
So you're into carpetbaggers and...
You got it.
Sorry. Like that.
Absolutely. Followed
Just so we're
by...
clear.
I'm a bigger fan of Insane Asylum.
Followed by the Spice Girls' Stop Right Now was on my shuffle.
I don't think I know Stop Right Now.
Stop right now. Thank you
Oh,
very
yeah,
much.
yeah.
I need... Okay.
Our ASCAP check is going to be huge.
And then the most surprising was right before I left, I watched a PBS special on Celtic women. And they have 2 songs, Caledonia and You Raise Me Up, which I believe is from a famous musical. But Caledonia was what I signed the Harper's Ferry register with. Let me think if I can remember the lyrics. It was... Hang on.
I can't believe you like James Taylor.
I like James Taylor. What's wrong with James Taylor?
He's a fucking pussy. I hate that
A
guy.
legend
I
of
can't-
all
I
time.
hate with
He's one of
them.
those, he's like, okay, Dad, my life's so hard. My dad was a professor at Carolina. I hung out there, and then I started like banging Carly Simon and was making a lot of money and doing a lot of drugs, and you know, just it was so depressing that I had to get like electric. Fuck that guy. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean,
Don't
I
ever
truly,
use the James Taylor bridge then. That's fine. Just be that way.
I truly, he is. Plus, he's just an asshole. I just don't like the guy.
Yeah, I've heard he's a prick.
He's a total prick. Him and Jackson Brown. And after Jackson Brown, he was always a prick. But then we beat the shit out of Daryl Hannah. Jackson Brown, if you listen to this, take it up here. Come to Raleigh.
He beat up Daryl Hannah?
Yeah, they were dating. And he beat the shit out of her.
didn't
man.
know that.
Yes, domestic violence. Yeah, he was.
Could
he
be
was
the
a
wife
total-
beater.
Dude, I'm telling you, don't mess with my girl from Splash.
No, trust me.
So Jackson Brown and James Taylor, you're both on my shit list.
Wait, so I felt like this was really good. I felt like this was really applicable when I signed the register at Harper's Ferry at the ATC headquarters. I signed with lyrics from the Celtic Women song Caledonia, which was, I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. I've kissed the fellas and left them crying, lived my dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've traveled hard, sometimes with conscience flying, somewhere in the wind. Bam!
Boom, somewhere in the wind,
Suck
bitches.
it, bitches.
The answer, my friend.
So where did the Avett brothers fit in?
Oh,
So these are the songs that remind me, like when I hear them, I'm
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
oh fuck, I should make a
Because I
video
thought you
for
used.
this.
I thought you wrote something in the register with an Avett Brothers song.
No, I said I would if I was gonna hike it again.
Okay. My bad.
If I was gonna hike it again,
Oh, okay.
to take the place of James Taylor, which apparently Johnny Swank thinks is a big pussy.
he is an asshole. He's a pussy and an asshole, which is
Okay.
totally weird. But yeah,
I would
Can we
use-
just call him a taint?
yeah.
Because he's a little bit between the two.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
Hey-o.
That's fair.
Perineum.
So the Avett Brothers song "I Am Loving You," I'd probably use the first couple verses of that. There is somebody that I really should probably know if I'm going to give him a shout out, but somebody from my year in 2009 that made a really excellent photo montage video on YouTube
Braid.
to the song "Trapeze Swinger" by Iron and Wine, which is really good. Of course, obligatory 1,000 miles or 10,000 miles or whatever the fuck it is from the Proclaimers. Great Big Sea has a song called
500 miles. I would walk 500
Five.
miles.
Well, yeah, that's it. But I think the actual title is 1,000 miles.
Is it? Okay.
Because he would walk 500 miles twice.
Okay. I trust you.
Tabasco donkeys, I don't mind. There's another person that from my year that made a video to that song.
Do you know where they're from?
Yes, I do know where they're from.
You
Yes.
know- yeah.
Yes, I
Wow.
do. Yeah.
Like I have their CD.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
should listen to it. Oi,
Oh.
you got a boner.
Getting my butt right here.
These are my tits.
I'll pack up my tits and go.
I'm gonna do you.
Okay.
So, Tabasco donkeys. No, they have a song called "I Don't Mind," and there's a gentleman that did a 2009 photo montage video on YouTube. That it is a fantastic song that depicts trail life quite well.
And it does end with Edward Abbey's quote, right?
Yes.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It takes money to be a mystic.
Yes.
No.
Which is like
No.
awesome.
It's the. You'll outlive the bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was great, and like, I actually got to see them play, like for a couple of summers. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, fuck you, like the obscure place that I got to go see them. You
Like they
know
were
where
big-
they're from?
Oh, really?
Finland. I didn't know.
You know where they're from.
Did you really know?
Yes, I really knew.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know you
hey,
didn't know.
I'm just
Fine.
you know.
It's cool.
All right. Well, I will. Well,
Shit on your red hat.
For me. All right. So, in 1998, the top 10 songs. I told you that you would not guess number one
I'm ready for
in
it.
1998.
Tell me.
1998, John. Any idea what the number one Billboard song might have been?
98.
I was in the 8th grade, so
Okay. How about this? I'll start at 10 and go up.
Okay.
Okay. So, I Don't Want to Wait by Paula Cowell.
Ooh, that was the Dawson's Creek theme song.
Yeah. Then Nice and Slow by Usher. In 1998, Candle in the Wind, 1997 was the number number
Elton
8.
John, holding strong.
All My Life by Casey and JoJo.
Yeah.
Together Again by Janet Jackson.
I don't
know that one either. How Do I Live by Leanne Rimes. Another goddamn Savage Garden song. Number 4. You're Still the One by Shania Twain.
Oh, she
Num-
was on a swing the whole time in that music video.
Number 2. The Boy Is Mine, Brandy and Monica.
Ooh, that was an epic love battle.
Before I give away number 1, it's been. We all know that's one of the big ones for me. Like I heard in the same like matter of days, I heard It's Been 2 Weeks. That was the latest one that I heard in this thing. Then I remember in the same day I heard Ray of Light by Madonna.
Ooh.
And Closing Time by, what were they called?
You don't
That
have
was,
to go
They weren't
but
the Eels,
you
were they? That was
can
somebody
Nah.
else.
stay.
But it's actually about his. I heard this on some fucking.
Oh,
thing.
yeah? What's that?
It's not about like closing the bar. I guess it's metaphorically.
Right.
But he was like, he's having his first kid, but he didn't want to write a song about like I'm having my first kid. I'm really worried about losing my childhood, whatever. Because the rest of his band think he's a total pussy.
Right.
So he had to do like all these like closing time metaphors, whatever. So
Huh.
yeah, so it's about his kid and losing his innocence and losing like becoming an adult versus the end of the bar.
That kind of closing. So, the number one Billboard song in 1998 was Close by Next. Do you know the song? I want.
I work for a top 40s radio station.
I wonder if she can tell I'm hard right now.
Oh boy.
We're burning.
That escalated quickly.
That's the beginning of the song.
Play it. I don't even remember it.
And we won't be able to play it on here, but I'll. Baby, when we're grinding.
Oh.
yeah.
We're dancing real close.
I can feel a little poke coming through on you.
Oh, that's great, man.
That was the number one song in '98.
You got a boner.
You got a boner.
I do now.
Oh, but I was like,
Look at your boner.
that was the number one song. I heard it on the way, on like when I was mowing the lawn yesterday. I was like, I hadn't heard the song in forever, and it was like that was like number one in '98. But yeah, I tell you, one of the other things that stands out to me in 1998 was anytime you get to a hotel room or something like that, you know, you get free HBO. And it seemed like every time we got to a hotel room, Pimps Up, Hose Down, the documentary, quote unquote documentary, was on. And if you've never seen Pimps Up, Hose Down,
I don't know that I have.
holy fucking shit! And especially when you're on a, was that you seen it? Oh yeah. Well, there's a point in time when a large string of pearls are pulled out of a place, and when you're on the trail and you're like, I did not know that could happen.
Is that a euphemism?
No, seriously, like a stripper got down and like pulled out like 5-6 feet of like a bead of pearls, a string of pearls. I don't think they were real. But, but it was really her vagina.
I certainly hope not.
You probably had to pay good money for something like
My
that.
goodness, she was irritated.
Yeah, no, she had made them.
Yeah. She was percolating them. Wait, what was this even about? I was in the 8th grade when this happened.
Pimps Up, Hose Down.
I don't understand.
Pimps Up, Hose Down was a documentary about it's really truly about the pimpers ball. Like the it's like a convention for pimps. Like there's that Chappelle show where they do the players ball.
Is there swag?
Oh, I'm sure there's chock full of swag. But yeah, no, like that was like mind blowing. We're sitting there like, and it was actually my birthday watching. I remember the first time we saw it.
Was.
Yeah, we're watching like, oh my God, what are we watching here? But let's see. Okay, so we had some other people chime in with the songs that were stuck in their heads. Let's see here. Chosen Hiker is her name on Facebook. She said that Country Roads by John Denver.
John Denver was born the same day I was.
Really?
Shout out. I want to give a shout out and a gang
the
sign to
fuck?
all the New Year's
Okay.
babies, New Year's Eve babies.
I have a bone to pick with you because you chime in for John Denver.
John Denver may have been a drunk and may have been a poor reader of gas gauges. However,
Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn shoulders, John Denver.
Rocky Mountain High, motherfucker.
And, okay, so John Denver's cool, but James Taylor's a pussy.
John Denver, A, is dead. B, and don't talk about John Denver. Don't speak
I love
ill of the
John
dead.
Denver. I fucking love John Denver.
Exactly.
But
You should.
But
Did
James Taylor.
Did John Denver ever like get all smacked up and get all like shocked there? I hate James Taylor. I'm telling you, James Taylor, come here, bring it. Come at me, bro.
Come at me, James Taylor. All right, so we have
Seriously, yeah. James Taylor.
I like them.
That is the
both.
most pussified music ever. Oh, that guy.
the Mr. Ed theme.
Yeah, I heard that. A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Yeah, Wrangler Hiker Trash. The Mr. Ed
All
theme.
right, that's fair.
On
What's stuck in your head is stuck in your head. You can't really change it.
yeah. Well, so Ben on Twitter said that I had to look this one up because I couldn't. Like once I looked it up, I immediately regretted it. But Easy Lover by Phil Collins.
98?
No. This is just a song that got stuck in his head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, it's just something. Yeah. And I was like, Easy Lover, and I googled it and it was like, oh God. Immediately regretted the fact that I had just
Whatever.
put that song in my head
Who was the black dude?
in the
Easy
video.
Lover. Yeah, Easy Lover. Was it Phil? It was Phil Collins and
A black dude.
wasn't Billy Ocean. It was Hang on.
Yeah, because the video came up and I was like, oh, no, I don't want to listen to this.
Philip Bailey. I knew this. I should have known that.
What's Philip Bailey? I don't recognize the name.
Oh, he didn't really do much besides that, but he did. Clearly he did something besides this, but that was his probably the epoch of his career.
She's been a liar.
We should rock that out. Let's rock that out for a second.
Yeah. We should listen to phone. Let's do phone calls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see. Some of them are going to be. They're not labeled, so let's see what happens.
what kind of phone calls? It's like some sort of sex chat thing or something.
Yep, all sex chat all the time.
An enterprising Thru-Hiker could probably get most of their thru-hike done if they did some sort of like in-town chat thing.
There's got to be somebody out there that likes dirty hikers.
Yeah, totally. Oh God, dirtyhikers.com. Somebody, wait, you didn't hear that?
Dirty hiker girl GURL.
That's already taken. Okay.
I'm gonna get that GURL.
Girl, you don't even know.
Let's see.
Some Germans be on top of that.
Hey, this is John, aka Lumberjack at Thru-Hiker.
No, that's right. That's the guy from Baltimore, Jack.
There's never been an episode so far that you've played a phone call where you played the first one right.
Episode
All right, so you're definitely gonna like this one, Puss.
Episode number 4 was awesome.
That was the one with LOL. That was episode 4. Was the
All ladies all the time.
the ladies' night. So yeah, so I thought that was a good one. Let's see what we have back
It
here.
was my best work.
Oh yeah, no, we've never
If you
had
consider
one.
my best work my worst work.
Hey, this is John, aka Lumberjack.
God damn it!
If only you heard the uncut version.
Hi, this is Brian from DC. So I just found out about your podcast on the Google machine, and I'm really enjoying it. I've gone through about 4 of the episodes, and I decided to send you or leave you a voicemail before I caught up. My work buddy here and I are both section hikers from the DC area. We've done about 20% of the AT from Carlisle, Pennsylvania through the Shenandoahs with day hikes. Now we hope to do the rest of Virginia and Pennsylvania in weekend hikes. We've also gone from Springer into the Smokies with longer week-long trips when we take off from work. Maybe I can thru-hike when I retire, but right now we're enjoying our piecemeal experience. While we've had, the same kind of bear and rattlesnake and other wildlife encounters that other people have had, I guess the most interesting one we've had was with a solo hiker we met going downhill into the knot. The guy was walking by himself. He had a stick, and when we came on him, we were going downhill. He was coming uphill. He just stepped off the trail and brought the walking stick up to his chest, so it was dead line on his center, and just simply said, "I am only a tree." We didn't stop and talk. We didn't really know what was going on with this guy, but we're having a great time. It's always fun to get out and meet people, talk to people, and hear the stories of thru-hikers. So you're providing wonderful entertainment. Thanks a lot.
That's really sweet.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
only a tree.
I am only a tree.
It's funny because one time, because a lot of people call NOC the knock. I had never heard that until a couple of years ago. But anyway, so my wife and I were hiking out. We were hiking north on the AT, and we're out of the Nantahala Gorge, and we got about 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile up, and we rounded this corner, and we had Kool-Aid, our dog, with us. And I looked ahead, and I could see like a little bit of blaze orange on somebody behind a tree. And I was like, oh, and then I saw like the barrel of a rifle. And I was like, okay, it's hunting season, that kind of thing. So, just used to it in that area. So I was like, I turned back to her and I was like, hey, somebody up there with a gun. And so I kind of, did a little clearing of my throat, like announcing that we're coming up so we didn't scare the guy. Yeah. And so we get up as we're getting close to him, I kind of, and I also didn't want my dog to freak out either. And so the guy, like you see him we could see like the barrel go up like he was standing up. And he turned around and looked. And right as we got up to him, there was the unmistakable smell of marijuana.
Well, yeah.
Like he'd obviously just like, and he had like a regular corncob pipe, and like Santa Claus was smoking pot. Right? So this old guy with this big white beard and a rifle, and he looks at us and he goes,
Better make it 3.
he's like, he looks at us and he goes, I wasn't expecting company. And we're like, it's all right. And he's like, okay. And we just kept on going. So now anytime like my wife or I fart in the house and the other person walks into the room and you just look at him and go, I wasn't expecting company. All right, let's see here.
So section hikers versus through hikers. I say by far section hikers are
Dedicated.
they're hard motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's expensive and difficult.
It's expensive. It's a pain in the ass. And the through hiking thing, like once you get past that first couple of weeks, it's hard. I mean, it's difficult. Yeah, true. And it's a pain in the ass. But you know, you kind of get used to it. But a section hiker, you got to start 4, 5, 6,
starting
8,
fresh.
20, 80 times.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I don't know.
There also seems to be like a humility involved in like, oh, I'm just section hiking.
which is bullshit, by the
Which,
way.
yeah,
yeah.
for real. But like,
I've just been doing this
thru-hikers,
20 fucking years.
Right.
You just watch people roll into trail days all puffed up like I'm a thru hiker, and it's
Yeah,
like
whatever.
you are an aspiring thru hiker.
You're aspiring because 2/3 of you motherfuckers are still going to drop out,
Yeah.
even if you made it to Damascus.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but somebody who section hiked like 1,800 miles, 1,500 miles, dude.
That's more
I mean,
money and
I-
more dedication.
It was. I mean, I remember like when I was kind of doing my little sections, or whatever. It was a total pain in the ass. Like you're trying to scam time at work. You're trying to get away for like more than like 3 days at a time or a weekend or whatever. I mean, God knows. I mean, I don't know. It was for me. It would be far harder, exponentially harder
Yeah.
to do it as a section hiker than it was just doing one shot.
Well, we my wife and I, before I started this job, we were like, well, I'm like, you know, if I start this job, I'm probably gonna stick with it, you know, because once you get into the system, it's, you know, it's kind of like, well, I kind of want to make my, you know, I kind of want to have my retirement, I want to have my insurance, I want to have all this, and so we were like, should I go for a part-time job and that's through hike this next upcoming year,
Right.
and come back and do it? And so what we've kind of decided is that because she wants to hike the AT before we finish the PCT.
Right.
And so it's kind of become one of those things where it's like, well, I guess we're going to be section hikers. So
Right.
I'm going to take a week out of our 2 weeks a year to go do it. So it's going to take forever. But, you know, like you said, it's dedication. Just
But it's
gotta-
awesome
gotta
because
do it.
you pick the really cool times of year to do like the best. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, like, because I didn't finish. I mean, I finished in Georgia, and I'd already hiked most of the southern part ahead of time, but I didn't finish till like January. It was January 11th.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, this shit was cold, and I would have much rather just been like, I'm kind of done up
Yeah.
in here in November or something like that. But
Oh,
because-
absolutely. And actually, Baltimore Jack talked about that because it's like, you can pick when the hell you want to go, where you want to go.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know, it's like, for through hikers, you're cruising along and it's like, well, fuck it. I'm here now. It's not like I can skip ahead or skip
July in
back.
Pennsylvania, God's country.
Yeah, exactly. Rattlesnakes.
Oh God, yeah.
Jet black rattlesnakes. Go for it.
We got a package. We got a package. We got a package. Hey, 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 hey.
All right, so we do have a package. We got a little bit of fan mail from Jonathan Kelly.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
First, you open the box.
All I can think of is Brad Pitt.
Then
What's
you
in the box?
cut a hole in the box.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head's in the box.
Who's this from?
This from? I already set it up. It's from Jonathan.
Set it up again.
Jonathan Kelly at Jonathan Kelly without an H 8 at old Twitter.
At an H8.
All right, so he told me. Well, I won't tell you what he told me.
Okay. Am I ever gonna know?
All right, so opening the box,
First, you open the box.
and
There's already a hole in the box.
there's a paper on top.
There's
from,
a paper in the box.
from the Salt Stuff Mary Mitch
Pox is drunk.
No, I just read that from the. Read the blue. Salt Steph Bears Mich.
I will do it. 5.
Sure, it's Michigan.
Salt Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Just call me.
Well, if you want to
Call what?
not say it phonetically.
Whatever. What's in the box?
What the goddamn newspaper was in the box. There's a wolf in there.
Open the box.
All right, so there's that.
What do we get? I love fan mail.
It's a piece of paper. Read the piece of paper.
Pox and Puss. Enjoy the
Ooh.
treats from Northern Michigan. I hope it's cherries. Keep doing it, John Kelly.
We've got a shirt.
It's gonna be in your size.
Oh no shit. We got what does it say? I can't see.
Sioux Brewing Company. Tomorrow is only a keg away. That is goddamn catchy, Sioux Brewing Company.
I'm totally
All right,
want to
so
steal
we got
that.
Good one.
Oh, we got another one. This one is a medium.
I was a medium back in the
Yeah, I used to be.
Reagan administration.
You got that one?
I'm so excited.
I'm cool with the orange shirt. That's pretty
Just
sweet.
Can't hide it.
All right, so this is what. So last night, it's about 2:00 in the morning. The wife and I are sitting there, and she knew what was in here. We have 6 different types of fudge.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
From Zach's Candy House. H-A-U-S.
It's the candy house.
Candy House.
Ausgezeichnet.
Oh, Eisen mein Scheiße.
Oh.
Eat my sheet.
Wie haben
Oh,
Spaß.
we got chocolate. Dude.
Maple nut peanut butter cup cookies
Hello.
and cream.
Seriously.
We got 20 bucks,
my
Ken.
God.
We got turtle fudge. We got chocolate fudge. And
Back.
we've got peanut butter fudge.
Back
What?
that ass
What do you have
up.
there?
Back that ass up. I got. Holy shit! Right on.
Hey, we should take our picture again. Hey,
You going to the club?
we
or
got
just got back
cash
from
and
the club?
fudge, bitches.
Milk, lemonade.
So Jonathan, this
Round
guy,
corner
you know what this
fudge
dude
is
does
made.
for a living?
Makes Fudge and awesome t-shirts
No.
and gives us $20 bills.
This dude works on a container ship in the Great Lakes.
You're my new hero.
And I saw some
John
pictures of him
Kelly.
online. Like he basically they deliver like a shitload of salt to like Cleveland.
Oh no shit!
And then they'll go to some other place and they'll take stuff like when he first started talking to us, I was talking about I can't remember what it was, but he said that like they carry like one direction they'll carry like 600 yards of cable on
Yeah.
a spool and all this stuff. But so recently I've been doing a lot with salt. But thank you, Jonathan. This is awesome.
That's
and,
cool.
So-
he
totally
hopes to
thinking.
hike the AT one day.
This
is
has
his goal.
raised.
Yeah,
this has
absolutely.
raised the bar
Yeah.
in swag-tasticness.
We got chocolate before, which was amazing chocolate from
Yeah.
Skylar Moonbeam.
Skylar Moon, thank you.
Yeah. And
I bought beer
you bought beer. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you bought beer.
No,
and
no.
Swiss cake rolls
And Swiss cake and
And
Fritos.
Fritos.
Which I just enjoyed some Fritos. Would you like some fudge?
Is that a proposition or?
No, please go for it.
I mean,
Not.
Have some fudge.
hello.
Just can't have my shirt.
They got paid $20.
Oh, my 20.
Oh my
You gotta come get it. Woo. I saw that. Jonathan, you'll be happy to see that if you were here right now, the $20 is in a undisclosed location.
Location.
We could take a photo. I don't mind tweeting.
A selfie. Hello.
We'll do a selfie on this one.
Do you want the other $20?
No.
You want to put them both in there?
No.
One.
About some fudge coming out.
Oh Christ. I don't want to get arrested.
You're not gonna get arrested.
Or on
No,
a list.
no,
Be on a list.
I'm only a B cup. Let's be honest.
Dream big.
Oh,
Ish.
Shut my B cup. Damn.
it's probably a good point.
No, it's pretty good for having a picture of your boobs. Dream big.
Don't be self-conscious. Dream big. Let's see.
We should eventually make
Does
this
he
an
have a
Appalachian Trail
Twitter?
pot. All right, so find us on Facebook. We're the only Pox and Puss on Facebook. Twitter at Pox and Puss. Instagram at Pox and Puss. We haven't touched our Pinterest in 5.5 months.
At
Is it
AT Puss in Boots on Twitter.
Yes, at Pox Holiday. And if you want to send us some stuff like the fudge and T-shirts we served,
we're getting so spoiled, but it's awesome, and we love every bit of it. We've gotten so much good swag, and that's just in 2 gifts of swag. So,
and we should have a real website soon.
Yeah,
poxandpuss.com.
Somebody's trying to send us beer.
God,
Somebody from Trogs Brewing in Pennsylvania.
Cow,
I call dibs.
we're excited.
Seriously.
I'm trying to get an actual straight up case.
We are so,
No
I'm
shit,
wearing
really.
my shirt right now. We ate some fudge. I had $20
Well,
bills in my bra.
The House of Swank Clothing Company is going to hook you up with some quality swag to
See?
Trail Days.
Trail Days swag.
So excited.
The other thing that, yeah.
Thing with the thing.
The thing with the thing.
So,
All right. So,
I don't know. I'm out of here.
no, how do people find you? Sorry.
If they want to holler at me, they can go to Facebook. They can go to Source to See on Facebook. They'll find me that way. They can find me at Johnny Swank at Source to See or at Facebook. HouseOfSwankClothing.com. They can find me there. They can holler at Johnny at HouseOfSwankClothing.com. I don't know. Just pull up Johnny Swank shit. You'll find me.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I mean, there's only so many Johnny Swanks out there.
All right, we're gonna eat fudge and crash a kid's party.
Damn right. That's gonna be awesome.
Bye-bye.
So go hiking shit.
Yeah, go hiking and shit and drink and eat fudge.
Yeah.
What? Bye.
Bye.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
So I'm gonna take a photo. Who wants to remain anonymous?
Both of us.
Yeah.